Hi, hello, welcome. It's Pip Todman here from queenpipcards.com. Welcome to this month's Suite of Possibilities. What is the Suite of Possibilities? It's very simply a collaboration between myself and Katina Martinez in the US, and we are looking at some of the suites that are in our mini catalogue and sharing with you the amazing products that are in there with some ideas, some inspirations and some tips. So please join us for this Suite of Possibilities every month. Look at my video and my blog and then hop over and look at Katina's for some added value and extra ideas. So thanks for watching and I hope you enjoy. So for this month's Suite of Possibilities, I'm bringing you the Sweet Talk Suite, which is a bit of a mouthful, but it's very sweet. Let me take you through all the pieces that come as part of the suite. First of all, obviously, there's the stamp set and the dies, and the dies have just so many hearts in them. I don't think I've ever seen a set with quite so many hearts. Long ones, downwards, sideways, long sideways, ones that cut things out, little envelopes we'll talk about in a minute, banners, etc. So it's a big die set, and then of course it coordinates with the accompanying stamp set, which is called Sweet Conversation. So Sweet Conversations is the name of the stamp set. Sweetheart dies are the die set, and then the other things that are in the suite are this embossing folder. It's called Gingham, and it's a large gingham. It's not small, it's quite big. I'll show you that in a bit. So that's a nice embossing folder. It's a standard embossing folder, so it doesn't require the speciality plate. That'll just go through your normal cut and emboss. You also have these, which are sweet little boxes, and I'll be making one of these up later, so you'll see how that works. And you get 10 in a pack, so you get 10 little sweet boxes. The gorgeous iridescent rhinestones, basic jewels, they are just so shiny. Oh, look at them go, look at them go. Love those. Then there's the faux linen ribbon, which is a beautiful real red. It's a really soft kind of open weave ribbon, so you can sort of see through it a little bit, but when you put it down it's fairly fairly opaque. Ties beautifully, bows, you name it. You know, I like a bit of ribbon, so that's that. And then there's the paper pack. Now I've chopped this into 6x6. It does come in full size 12x12, but you can't see that very well on my desk, so for the camera purposes I've chopped it up. So there's this sheet, then there's this sheet, we have this one, oops, this one, loads of lollies on, I love that one, and then this one. And I want to talk to you about this sheet because this sheet has hearts that you can cut out with the dies. So the dies fit perfectly on all of the little different things, so it'll fit on this one, all the little different hearts. That one fits there, this one fits on this one, and then this one fits on this one, the roundy one. So you can cut out all those different hearts, so you could cut the whole page out if you wanted to. Wouldn't need to stamp anything if you didn't want to. You can just cut them all out of the paper, which I think is quite cute. They come out looking lovely. You'll see some in a bit, in a moment, so hang on, don't go anywhere. You'll find out what they all look like in a very short while. So that's the front of the papers, and then of course we have the back, and the backs are gorgeous. Look at this. This one's got lots of I love in different languages. This one's sort of a bit zizzy on the eyes. This one's a beautiful rainbow stripe like that, and then on the back of these ones we have obviously my favourite one in the pack because it's purple. We have this lovely Highland Heather with tones of gorgeous grape stripe, and then these two-way up hearts, which is quite fun, and then a marble pink, which is nice as well, sort of like just a marbly So that's the papers. So as I say, it comes with all of those things, and if you're looking for it in the catalogue, you don't have to go very far. It's just here on page 8 and 9. So here's the suite in the catalogue. So this is the first page with some fabulous inspiration on how to use your dies, what you get cut out with the dies, and some beautiful cards for you to make straight away. Then on this side of the paper, on the page, you'll see all the product layout, and you'll see the colours that it coordinates with. So we've got Real Red, Petal Pink, So Saffron, Granny Apple Green, Pool Party and Highland Heather, which are gorgeous colours. I do actually think there's a bit of Blushing Bride in there as well, so because there's definitely 2 pinks in the paper. So there's this pink and then there's this pink, and I think this is Petal Pink and I think this is definitely Blushing Bride. So I have added and continue to add Blushing Bride into this mix. So if you prefer Blushing Bride to Petal Pink, then go with Blushing Bride. It'll be fine for most of the cards that you want to make. So that's that, and then on the next page, if you flip over, there's even more inspiration, which is why we love the suites, because they come with lots of inspiration, lots of ideas and lots of things to use. So here you can see this gorgeous little tag card with Hug Me all over it. Happy to have you in my life. I love this rainbow with the hearts, and then this gorgeous idea of cutting out in the boxes. And obviously here again you can see the stamp set and the dies and the bundle. So if you want to, you can buy everything individually, but Stampin' Up have got this clever idea of how to make things really easy for you. If you just want everything, then you just use this number here and you get the whole suite. So you would get everything that's on this page for one simple number, and all you have to do is add cardstock. Okay. Whilst we're talking about adding stuff to the basket, let's just have a look at the price. So it's in the UK it's £80.50 for Sweet Talk. If you added on some paper, some white card and some coloured card, you would hit the £90 mark for Celebration, for 2 Celebration sets, the ones that are double the price, if you see what I mean. If you went for the bundle at £39.50, again add on a pack of cardstock and you'd get a single Celebration item for free. Remember, that only lasts until the end of February 2022. Okay, so now we've had a look at all the products, let's have a look at some of the things that I have made with them. So I started off with some quite simple cards. Here's a couple with using the ribbon and the die cuts and some of those gorgeous rhinestones. Don't they just look great when they're actually on a card? These little hearts look amazing. And this also fits into this Stitch So Sweetly, and then I've just stamped on the background all those little love you, BFF, etc. So there's 2 very simple cards. I've also made one using one of the tags. So this is one of the tag dies. Again, stamped it. Again, this is with the contour dies. This time I've just added some red rhinestones because they go obviously beautifully with that as well. So that's how you can use the paper for a tag rather than just using the white for a tag. And then let's see, what else have I got here? Then I decided to go a little bit off and add different things that were outside of the suite, just so that you can see a little bit of variation. So we've got the heart punches coming in here, coordinating beautifully. We have the oval punches, this time using sentiment from Enjoy the Moment. There we go. Had to think about it for a moment. And again here with Enjoy the Moment, and bringing in some white ribbon this time. Then we went completely off-piste and just used paper, and I used this with Celebrate Vertical, the one that's got the vertical happy birthday in it. Oh, I can't remember. Celebrate something or other. I'll have to put that in the details below. But you can see how it lends itself to lots of different things. This one I added the So Saffron, and this again, this sentiment is from enjoy the moment. And here I've brought in the pool party ribbon, because of course other ribbons, like here we've got the Highland Heather ribbon, and here we've got the white. Other ribbons also coordinate. And then this one, which I know happens to be one of Tina's favourites, is my Valentine's Day card, which is kind of a bit of a graffiti on the wall kind of thing. And this is using some of the papers from Heart and Home. So as you can see, there's loads of things that you can do. There's a lot of scope that you can make, but this isn't all the cards that I've done. So we're going to see some more in a bit. But I thought, first of all, let's get stamping. Okay, so for this card that I'm going to make today, get very, very simple. I actually want to stamp Hug Me here, and I'm using real red because it's a lovely colour and it matches beautifully with all of this. And of course it screams Valentine's Day, doesn't it? You know, you just have to say real red for Valentine's Day. So stamp it out, and then by the power of technology, I've die cut that piece out now like this. So there's the first of my little hearts that we're going to use. Now for this card, I've already created it in one colourway and I wanted to show it to you in a different colourway. So I have die cut out the, if I can find it, I've got a lot of die cuts. Let me show you all my die cuts. Here we go. All in my little purple tray. So I've die cut out lots of pieces. We're going to use that one. We're going to use this one under here, if I can get to it, this banner piece. There we go. Now when you cut the horizontal and the vertical dies, they come out like this, and in them they have these little hearts, so you just pop them out. So I recommend that you put adhesive sheets on the back, because that makes it so much easier to stick things down. So adhesive sheets should definitely be one of the things that you add to your basket when you purchase this suite. So we have our little banner, we've got some hearts, but I want something to keep Hug Me company. And we've got lots of lovely hearts on here, so I'm going to take a purple one. Oh, let's have a granny apple green. I love a granny apple green. Bit of pool party. There we go. What else have we got under here? Bigger pool party. Yeah, maybe we need a bigger pool party, and then just keep the smaller green. Here we go. And then a little red one, I think. There's the other size red one. Here we go. So there we go. But you can see how many elements you get when you chop these up. It's just amazing. And you can also just die cut individual hearts if you want to as well. They don't have to be out of the strips. So let's take a few of these just to scatter around as well. They all are all different sizes. Can you see? They're slightly different sizes, so just be aware that you need to make sure you're matching heart with heart when you're trying to put them all back together again, because they are different. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so I think that's probably enough that I want to play with. So this is a very simple layout that I use quite often, and that is a thicker strip of card or paper on top of a larger piece of card or paper. So let's glue this one together. Now for this one I'm doing vertically. You don't have to do vertically, you can do horizontally if you like. And I'm going to put it here so that we have lots of marbling kind of showing on the other side. There we go. Doesn't that, it just goes beautifully. It's just lovely. Oh, I love the coordination. And then I'm going to use the real red ribbon. And we're going to put this down there. So I'll get my little Stampin seal out, make sure I'm on the right side. Just add a little bit of that. And then work out where you want it. And I want mine to be sort of just bigger than that piece there. So we'll do that, pop that over, bring that down. And you can see the opaqueness now because you can actually see that heart going through that ribbon, which is pretty cool. Okay, pop that on there and then cut that off. And this is really quick to make, it's not a tricky card. If you know me, you know I like quick and simple cards. I do make more complicated, you'll see one in a minute. which did take me pretty much all afternoon by the time I'd done all the stamping, but that's an unusual thing for me. Normally I like to have cards quick and easy to go straight out the door, and make sure that they look good but are simply stylish. There we go. Alright, so now we're going to work on our banner piece, and for this I'm using this one, which is petal pink, so it coordinates with this pink here, and we're going to run this down the length of the banner from there. Whoops, if I can get it straight. Come on, Pip, get your eyes in. There we go. From there to, oh no, it's moving. It's fighting me today. Let's start at the top then and come back down again. There we go, that's a bit better. There we go. So from there to there, so that's my little hearts on. Then I'm going to position that just at the top here, so it overlaps a little bit of the ribbon. And then we'll have some hearts coming out of the side. I can tuck one on, so I just need to see where they're going to sit before we stick that down. So maybe we put this one on this side because there's more. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll put this one on this side, and I use my Tombow, my multi-purpose glue, so that it gives me good adhesion but gives me that little bit of wiggle room when I'm putting elements down. Then this one can come onto this side like so. Just sort of poking out from behind like that. Then what we're going to do is pop that down, and then we'll build the top layer. So no soggy middles. Make sure you've got enough to keep that so it's not going to get flattened in the post. And also because it's got to go over some bumps and lumps now. I'm going to stand it up so I can see straight. There we go. As straight as I ever do. Okay. Okay, so that's now on. That's looking alright. And then we will pop the rest of these sort of, we'll do one probably about there-ish, I think. So I'm sort of covering up, but not quite, if you know what I mean. I have one down here. And then I'm going to put Hug Me in the middle, which I know is taking away from some of that hearts at the background, but it can't. That's where it needs to sit. It's just where it needs to sit. So if it needs to sit, that's where it goes. So I'm popping a dimensional on this edge, a little bit of glue on this edge, and that will help me attach that one there. Same on here. A little bit of glue there. Here we go. And that can come maybe sort of here-ish, like so. And then I'm going double layer on this, which I don't normally do, but I feel like it needs it. And that Hug Me is just going to sit straight there in the middle. And then we're going to do, it's a lot of hearts all in one place, but it kind of works because it's all together and they all coordinate. And then what we're going to do is we're going to continue that scattering of hearts down, one there, and actually cross over into that space over here, like so. And then this one, take the sticky back off, and then we'll pop a mini dimensional. A mini will just fit behind here, and then you have a raised one like so. It probably needs another one that's, oh, we've got a green, that's nice, let's do a green. There we go. And it, you know, you might think, oh, that's going to take me ages to do, but actually because all the hearts get cut out in one go, it's actually really quick. So it doesn't take long to stamp and punch the hearts. I mean, not punch, die cut the hearts. And it doesn't take long to die cut the these little elements either. Then if we finish that off, obviously with some iridescent rhinestones, oh, it's going to look lovely. So you get lots and lots in a pack, and I like to be generous with my rhinestones because there's no point in having rhinestones if you're not going to use them. You know, that's like having tea bags and not making a cup of tea. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? So I'm going to just pop these up here like this. I like this in a line, and then go a bit more random over here with these. And then put one over there like that. There we go. So I know it's all kind of at the top, and it's a bit busy for me actually, but I actually really like it because it just, I'm not sure it comes across on camera as well, but it really just pops out the page. It's like the paper's come to life, and the rhinestones and the ribbon help to do that. And then obviously all these little extra hearts coming down here sort of leads you into opening the cards up. So that's the second one I made, and I'm actually casing myself. I'll show you the first one that I made. It's a little bit more laid back. So this is the first one that I made, and this is just the opposite, if you see what I mean. It's this, whereas this has moved up there from here. So this one I used the pool party, different papers on a red background, but it's the same layout, just a little bit more funky on that one. So that's a card. Very simple, quick and easy, right? Now let me show you how to put together the boxes. Okay, so this is the box as it comes out of the packet, and you can see that it's already got 3M tape on it, double-sided adhesive tape, which means that it's really easy to put it together. You're going to fold on all the fold lines, and I kind of do these in order, so I do one direction and then go back and do the other direction. So fold, fold, there we go, oops, fold, don't forget your tabs, like that. And then to put it together, these two tabs go inside, okay, inside the piece with the 3M, and then once that's inside the piece with the 3M on the outside, you take the 3M cover tape off, she says. And if this is a struggle for you, use your take your pick tool. There we go. I can get it with my nails eventually. And then you simply fold, hold that one down, and then fold over like so. Okay, make sure that's nice and flat, and there it is. Then you do the same with the other side. Okay, make sure that's under. Take your tape off. I always go from the wrong end. Here we go. Take your tape off. Again, fold over. Make sure it's straight. And there you go. That's your box done. I mean, how easy is that? Obviously, if you wanted to die cut the box, and you can do that, so you could cut hearts out of the box, you'd need to do that before you'd put it together. That goes without saying, I think, right? So hopefully you understand that you'd need to do that beforehand. I'm sure you do. You know what you're doing. So so die cut before you put it together, but it die cuts really easily, and then you have your own little box which you can put treats inside. Gift tags would fit inside, so I've made some of these little tags that would fit inside perfectly. You could give those as a box of tags to somebody. Yeah, so that's great, and it's nice and it's thick and it's solid. It's not very pretty because it's white. So I've cut myself a piece of this stripy ribbon, and I'm going to work out what the back is. So the back is where these two joins are. So I want the red at the bottom. So the easiest thing I find is and yes, you could do all hearts, but I'm not going to. I'm going to do stripes for once. I put some seal. I then sort of line it up where I want it to be. And there's, for us in Europe, there's a little bit of a gap if you're using metric. And then we whiz that round, whiz that round, whiz that round, and then come back. Work out roughly where that needs to be cut, about here. And then I stick it back through my trimmer to finish it off. So I know it needs to be about there. Just check. Yeah, about there. And then I just chop. And then that means it's nice and neat and I don't have to worry about cutting it all by hand. And then you can go back, and if you want to, you can apply seal on all of the edges. So you can come back in here and you can put some seal down here so that when you wrap it round it actually glues to the card of the box. Put some more maybe across the middle so that it sits nicely and glues itself firmly down. I just find this easier than trying to do all the measurements and score it, etc. This is just a nice quick way of getting it to sit nicely, but also you know, you're just doing it by eye. You're not having to worry about measuring anything other than the width of it. Okay, so that's that. That's now our back, so we're going to cope with that having a join at the back. That's okay. This is now the front of our box. Make sure you know which end opens, so you know that that's your top. Right, so that's my top. So I'm going to leave that open so I know that that's my top. And then I'm going to go ahead and decorate the box. Now I've cut out, this is one of the labels that comes in the die set. And then this is the funny thing that looks like this in the die set. So it looks a bit like an odd rounded cross sort of shape. So we have, this is the one for the tag. And then this is this weird looking shape here. But what that does is it makes this adorable little envelope. Okay, so you can either glue it all together so that nothing goes inside, or you can have it so things do go inside. I'm going to glue it all together because I just want it to be a little bit of a show and tell kind of thing. It's going to sit on the top of my thing, but it doesn't have to go all that way in. It's going to sit on here. Okay, then a bit like what we did with the other pieces, I want to have some, going to have some ribbon coming out of it on top, and then this will sit on it here, and then we can put some heart elements coming out like so. Do you see what I mean? So we've got some hearts coming out of it at the side, and then somewhere in here we have lots of things cut out. I really like this one, I love you. So I want that one to be front and centre, unless we've got it in a different colour. Don't think I did. Oh, you're cute. That's also nice. That's also good. You're cute. That shows up a little bit better. So I might use that one instead. And then we can have other hearts coming out from inside, but they don't have to have to be sort of right inside, so it's like a letter, if you know what I mean. I know what I mean. I mean, you don't have to, it's not going to have anything that comes in and out, that actually physically pulls in and out. We're going to just make it look like it's got stuff coming out of it. Alrighty, so let's do that. So roughly work out what you want. Actually, I don't think I want a big red heart. I'm going to go for a smaller one, I think. So this one's going to go here. Pop a bit of glue on. Pop that just on the side there. This one's going to come down here. So again, a bit of glue on, pop it down here. It doesn't matter if it overlaps because it's going to go on there. We will put this on with, actually it doesn't matter. I love the back of that as well. Isn't that cute? We'll put it on with, we'll put it on with dimensionals. Let's put it on with dimensionals. We get some real lift going. But remember, it's just this part of the envelope that's going on, not the lip. The flap, we want to have sort of a bit of movement in the flap, so pop that on there. Bring it down just a smidge. There we go. And then we will pop this one up. Now obviously this is not going to go through the post, so you're okay with that. And we will put this one in flat, just as far as it'll go. There we go. And then I've got a little green one that I've stamped, maybe. No, can't find a little green one stamped. Okay. Oh yes, I can. A big green one stamped, not a little green one stamped. That's a little large to come out of there, I feel. So we won't put that one on there. I did have lots in different shapes and sizes. I don't know where they've all gone. Maybe I left some back in the bag? Nope. Must have used them all. I must have been obviously using a lot of stuff here, making all my making these cards. So let us think, what can we put in here? Maybe one of the littler ones. I had a green one a minute ago, didn't I? Quite like this idea. Putting a little green one in there. Yeah, that's cute. Actually, that can go up on a mini dimensional. Oh, I love it when you get design changes in the middle of a video. So I had it absolutely clear what I was doing, and now I'm just going a little bit off piece. But you'll forgive me, I'm sure. There we go. Oh yeah, that's cute. Okay, so then before it gets completely covered, we're going to tie the ribbon on. And I'm going to do a bow. Because, you know, I love my bows. And if you don't know that about me, then you haven't been watching me long enough. So we'll pop that on there. Pop this up here. And we're going to tie a nice big red bow, because this really does tie beautifully. I almost want to tie it the other way around. Yep, there we go. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? So we can jiggle it, and then we can pull it tight, open it up, pull more through, pull a little bit more through on this side. Okay, a little bit less. Got to get it right. And then chop that end off, chop that end off, and there we have a really cute embellishment to pop on the top of there, which we're going to do with dimensionals, which I've now run out of. Next pack, please. I do go through these. Always add them to your cart. That's my suggestion. Always add them to your cart, because you're always going to need them, and you never know when you're going to run out. So it's always best to put them on. Put them in your basket when you're doing an order. Just pop a pack on. Really helps. Okay, let's tie that on there, pop that on there like so, and now we have our cutest little box you could ever imagine. Oh, but of course we wouldn't be finished without some sparkle. So now we'll come back in and we'll add some little iridescent rhinestones. Oh, look at that! We could put one right in the middle of that one. I like that. I'll put another one down here. Let's put a few down here. Look at that. And then put one up here. Apparently just tucking them under things is now on trend. So almost hiding your embellishments is now on trend. I don't really understand that trend, but you know, it's a trend, we're going to go with it. So, so there you go, there's my little sweet treat box. Isn't that adorable? Just so cute. So I hope you've enjoyed that one, but wait, there's more. I haven't finished yet. So let's just have a little bit of a recap what we've done so far. So we've had a few cards that we've shown. I won't go through all of them, but I'll show you the ones that really nicely show off the suite. This one could do with a bit of embellishment, I think. I might get some sparkles on that in a minute. So we have as you can see, the card base, the cards with the paper pack, the ribbon, the die cutting, the embellishments, just some stamping here. I love that. I really like this set of words, happy to have you in my life. I've used that a lot. And then of course there's the little sweet treat box to go as well. And I thought, well, that's great, that's lovely. They're all kind of fairly standard Queen Pip cards. But I had this vision of doing one that was a little bit more complicated. So I want to show you my my magic card, which I've also made with this, with an accompanying box. Because of course you can also use the papers to make your own box. This has got a little tag on it, I love you. It's a very slimline box. It uses the ribbon to tie it together. And we'll just open the box. It's more like a kind of a long envelope really. And then inside, if I can get to it with my fingers, could have made it a little bit bigger, I'm not going to lie. Come on, out you come. I have to get it in the right position. And then it comes out. There we go. Oops. Attached to the ribbon. So inside my little box, I have this. And I wanted to show you, it looks beautiful if you heat emboss with white on cardstock with the wording. And there's just a little white envelope, like the one we used on here, but in white. And this is a never-ending magic card. So it opens this way, and then you open up the centre, and you have all those different sentiments and words on there. But then just when you think that's done, you turn it over and then you open it this way, and you have in there somewhere to write a message. So you have multiple pieces, but don't they all look amazing? So you've got this is the XO from the stamp set, the little crosses and zeros. I love that. I love how that comes out. And then on this side we've got the happy to have you in your life, some more of these, and lots of the hearts to show you how they stamp. They stamp beautifully. And then inside we've got the little flowery bits or dots, these dotty pieces here and here, which also look great. And then of course on in the other side, because we've got the extra panels to get to, then we've got Hug Me and some more of that, and lots of papers and somewhere to write a message. So there you go. You can get as complicated or as simple or as posh or as tricky or as easy as you like with this suite. And I hope that I've shown you, along with Tina, some of the amazing things that you can do with this suite. And I hope that you enjoy our Suite of Possibilities videos. This is the first, hopefully, of many, where we'll be sharing our love of the different suites or parts of the suites that are in the catalogue or catalogues as they come out. And yeah, you can join with us and celebrate everything there is about the suite and all the things that you can do in that suite. So if you've got any questions, please, do hop on over to my blog, and you can put a comment on my blog, or you can comment below this YouTube video. I love hearing from you, and I'm sure that Tina will love hearing from you too. So in the description below if you click on see more, you'll be able to see the link that will link you both to my blog post and also to Katina's blog post and her YouTube video. So we're kind of doing a little hop between us, and then you will be able to see all of the marvellous things that Tina's made. So thanks ever so much for watching. I hope you've really enjoyed this. This is Pip Todman from queenpipcards.com signing off from the Suite of Possibilities, and I'll see you again next month. Thank you. Bye bye.